All right. Got ourselves Croc versus Law. I'm here with Sollamance. What's up, Sol?
What's up, Jack? How are we doing?
Well, we would be doing a little bit better if these secret rares had different effects, but I guess we just won't talk about that.
Instead, let's talk about this game. Before we get right into it, what do we expect from the blue versus red-green law matchup here?
So, Crocodile is using the Baroque Works package, searching out officer agents. So we should be seeing a lot of Bon Clay, maybe a bit of Mr. 3 as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, are we going to see the new Croc as well? The 7-drop Croc?
I feel like it's almost a necessity.
Yeah.
But if you're not running Baroque Works, then definitely switch up the game state on more of a pacifista, half aggro defensive type build, you know?
Yeah, we're Centimaro and such.
Right.
Okay, so we've got the usual swing with Law into the life, and he's taken the first one. Okay,
so that's interesting, because he's usually Croc wants to defend early, right?
Yeah, wow, this is very aggressive. Straight away with a rush piece from... See,
yeah,
normally turn 2, you kind of expect the Law to start playing some cheap bodies so you could start getting 5 on the board for the effect, right? But here we are with a straight up aggression.
Yeah, I think Crocodile, out of all the other colors, is the one that would prevent you from having bodies the most, right? Kaido needs to see its pieces in order to remove, and even if they do, they remove only once per turn, while Croc can do upwards of 2 to 3.
Oh, yeah, the tools that Blue have for returning cards to your hand is criminally insane.
Oh,
And what do we got here?
we're seeing
Going
an
for a
aggressive
6th
Croc.
into Zoro, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I was thinking he might go into the Zoro.
Yeah. But then again, Zoro's done his job.
You're not
He
wrong.
came in, he rushed, he burnt a card from hand, I believe. I believe he countered out of that instead of going for the second life. Yeah, well, he's got 4 life still, so...
Oh, 7k swing
Ooh,
into Zoro.
wow.
That's actually a really good number. 7,000
Yep.
is always
7
the
is...
number to aim for.
We like 7,000. We call that the magic number. Yep, and there's the Zoro. Dead.
Yeah, that's actually like the heavy risk when bringing out Zoro without any type of protection, right? You always want to have either a chopper on board or one up for a counter. Probably Mesu Radical Beam, even though it would be unfortunate because it was 7,000, so Mesu and Radical Beam wouldn't help him here. Counter plus 2Ks won't help him. He's going to have to pitch 2 cards.
Exactly, and I mean, it's not often that we see the Zoro played on turn 2 from the red-green Law deck. We're often seeing a Bonnie play or a Nami play, but
yeah,
it's nice to see something different.
I think he didn't see the Bonnie, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Bonnie is the absolute first turn play you must make, right? Almost a requirement for this, for any green player.
Oh yeah, she is. Her effect is just amazing for green, for search in general. I mean, and currently we're seeing a lot of search just coming in clutch in these kind of games.
So we have Das Bones out here, insanely early Das Bones. Do we even have?
Wow.
How many events? We have
one
event.
Okay, is he just gonna sit there and do nothing for a couple of rounds? Like,
Well,
because he's got no...
Yeah, he's definitely not going to do something for a singular round, but maybe, or a singular turn, but maybe in the next turn, another Zoro.
Wow, that's 2 this early. Wow.
Okay.
So, currently the red-green Law is not playing like a red-green Law. He is just playing like a red aggro deck.
I feel like he has Diable Jambe in hand. The only risk is that you can't use it on the leader, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, now we see some build on the Law player.
Yep, a Rouge. good card in this deck particular because you love having bodies on the board, and Marouge just gets more powerful.
Yeah.
But now we're getting into that dangerous Don territory for blue, where, oh look, I see you've got characters on the field. Let me just put them back in your hand.
Essentially, now he can leave up. Probably go a little bit aggressive on the Zoro here. 7K once again, getting rid of 2 very important rush pieces, because that's the roughest thing for blue is rush, because you don't want to bounce it, but if you can get rid of them, especially this early, I don't know, it's looking a little grim for our law hero over here.
Yeah, I mean, if he loses 2 rush Zoros in the space of 2 turns, that's crazy.
Whoa, that is a counter, good sir.
Yeah, that is.
Should we call it out, or should we let them?
I'm pretty sure Brainu will pick up on that. Yep,
yeah,
there you go.
There we go. Okay.
That's good, but it's fine. We're all learning here.
Yep. So yeah, that's exactly like I say. The thrust pad is there, right? And that's really dangerous for Brainu, because there have been multiple times where I've overextended with Zoro, and then the thrust pad comes out, and it's like, now I lost not only my 3 Dawn that I paid for the Zoro, but any other extra Dawn or buffs that I applied to this Zoro with it.
Yep, you're not wrong. But luckily, Brainu now has some additional information. He knows. Yep, he knows it's there. But that's all. It's all well and good. Let's see what else Junior decides to play with his turn. I feel really the Das Bones is. I mean, I understand why he wanted to use the thrust pad cannon now, because then that increases Das Bones' power by another 1,000, because that's 2 events in the discard pile.
Right, and then the Dawn times 1 to activate will finally make him into a 5k lethal.
Yep. But not yet. But he's still got quite a large hand, so we hopefully are seeing something coming out of him. Is he gonna take the 7? I know there is no Don left up for Brainu here, but just a 6k swing.
Interesting. If he has the counter plus 2,000, and he doesn't have to overextend to 7 to guarantee the kill. Wow.
Yep.
So that is 2 Zoros out of the game this early.
Yeah, that's got to be pain for the red green. And there's Sentomaru. So this seems like a hybrid of Baroque Works / starter deck blue here. Interesting. Oh,
I feel as if Sentomaru is a must, right? Like,
you
don't care what archetype you're playing, Sentomaru's got to be in it, because now
I mean,
the ability to special summon is insane.
Special summoning is fantastic. Plus, in all fairness, it actually helps the Baroque Works card, because if you're shuffling your deck, you've still got them more chance of finding a Baroque's work in the top 5.
Right. Oh, here we go. Going for a 6k swing. Or no, this is the law player now.
Yes,
so
run to law now. Yep, 5k.
Going for a 5k. I want to assume the Crocodile player has a counter plus 1,000. However, he is playing a lot of an event cards, so his hand could actually be dead. Ooh.
Oh, he counters that with another Sentomaru. Wow. Okay.
So
he is not. He is not going to be singing with the current Sentomaru for a while. Then.
Right. Exactly.
He's just going to be using that bad boy to summon.
I feel as though you should always hold on to the Sentomaru, just in case the current one on the field gets hit, blown up by something. This is red-green law, so they do have access to Jet Pistol. And so if that's the case, then at least you have the second Sentomaru to then not only play, but also activate within the same turn.
Exactly. And also, finally, we're seeing some low-cost bodies being put on the field here for the red-green law.
He gets his 3rd Zoro.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Blimey. I'm really hoping we are going to see a few more lower-cost bodies on the field, but at the same time, Brainu's hand is not that big.
It isn't. He's really just going for rush plays and trying to divert the Crocodile's attention to his board, and to keep his life pretty high.
Yeah, and it's so far working because I mean the 4 health Law is currently still at 4 health, 4 life,
Yes, correct.
whereas the 5 health Croc is currently sitting on 3. Neither player has played a blocker this game so far either, which, considering the amount of cheap blockers that are probably in Brainu's deck and even the Crocodile's deck, is
Well, I know for a fact that the Crocodile player is definitely searching for that Robin. That's one of their better plays of the deck, being able to recur the event cards that they use. However, that will be hurting Dazbones. So,
Yep.
I wonder what the play is going to be. We know the 2 is going to be either for a Thrust Pad or Love Beam, although his hand is a little too high for Love Beam right now, so most likely the Thrust Pad is coming in here to bounce the Rogue? Question mark?
Could be. Yeah, you're not wrong about the Love Beam. That you want that perfect 3 hand size when you play the Love Beam, just for that draw back up to 3, don't you?
Right. That's why you want to be at 4 when you're ready to activate your Love.
Yep.
6k into the 5. He's really just being aggressive here. He's not caring the world about protection of his bodies.
Okay, so here comes potentially the Thrust Pad Cannon.
Yes.
Yep, that's the cannon. Yep. Yeah, I mean this is the 3rd rush piece, and we also know he has a Rush Zorro in hand as well.
I definitely think saving that Luffy would have been very, very important. The ability to bypass blockers, especially against blue, I think that's just like the best card in the deck for a blue archetype. Against the blue archetype.
You're not wrong. Oh, when we finally see Bonnie hitting the table.
Interesting.
She won't be being activated this turn, but she's there. She's ready to go.
Yes.
It's quite late to put a Bonnie on the table, but I mean her effect is still super strong.
Right, it's so incredible, and not only that, it's just being a piece that's in rest to divert your opponent's eyes towards it instead of the Law. Law's still sitting pretty at 4 life, so.
Oh, exactly. I mean, like you said earlier, with how Brainu's playing this, he's having to, Junior's having to swing at his board to deal with things, and this Bonnie is once again another piece that you want to get rid of because you don't want to allow your opponent to have that draw.
Definitely agreeing. I'm just curious if he's going to activate Sentomaru first, risking Jet Pistol and life when he swings. I mean, he really should be getting rid of that Luffy, to be honest. I think the entire play here is to just aim for the Luffy the entire turn.
Yeah. But I mean, that plays into Brainu's favor, really, because once again, he's sitting pretty at 4 life. He's not having to worry about the Junior here swinging into his life.
Now that is true, but we have seen Croc players live at 7,000 to 6. We have seen Croc players live at 0 life for over 5 turns. So Croc does have that extended life.
And he lets the Luffy go. Wow. Okay. His hand must. Yeah, it must be really lacking.
Well, we know one of those cards is a Rush Zorro, so that's one card without a counter stat. The other 3, not so sure. The fact that we don't see any counter plus 2000s, it's really, just really important, because if he's not protecting these pieces early on, he's going to have to start swinging big with singular pieces or attaching too many Dawn into smaller pieces, such as the Nami that's on board currently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, and we see a swing with the Sentomaru, and a life has finally been taken from Brainu's Law.
So that's interesting. But that's interesting. You'd say that you would think he wouldn't swing with the Sentomaru after countering out with one already, unless he has a 3rd one in hand.
That'd be pretty cracked if he does. And I believe there's enough. Yep, there is enough events in the discard pile for Dazbones to be up to 5k just for a 5k swing here. I think Brainu's pretty happy with how he's managed his life so far in this game.
Right. And he's about the same hand size. Unfortunately, not the same field, but the Bonnie will help with that most likely.
Oh yeah. I mean, being what he's going to be at 9 Don next turn, 8 Don once Bonnie's done her thing. Like, the possibilities are endless at that point.
Unless he plays the Shanks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I don't know if Brainu's running the 9-cost Shanks, but if he is, damn,
Really,
that's some balls.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. You really shouldn't be running Shanks and I mean, here's the thing: you can run anything with anything, right? If you feel the need to run Shanks in Law, that's perfectly fine. I believe that Shanks should be in the red deck. Definitely feels a bit more fitting over there. Because red is almost like the way Brainu has been playing this game, which is just a bunch of small bodies that wants to hit hard and then just die right after. So Shanks can essentially be one of the very few cards in the deck that actually sticks on the board for more than a singular turn.
And look at that, we're now down to 2 life apiece.
Now this is dangerous for Law, right?
Yeah, exactly. But going back to your previous point, I also think that the red-green Law deck tends to want to sit between 1 and 5 cost characters. You don't really want to see anything more than that because of the Law effect.
Right.
There isn't a need for it because you've got the access currently in the current set that we've got access to. You've got quite good cards that can really synergize quite well in this deck if you have the board for them.
Of course. And really, the Zoro pieces are just for the follow-up with the Law combo at the very end with the 5-cost Law becoming a 2-cost, bouncing out a body to bring out a Rush Zoro. That's usually why you would want to play them in this deck, but unfortunately he's seeing the latter half of that combo and not seeing the front end, which is building board with cheap 1 to 2 costs.
Exactly, and I mean, if we look at Brainu's discard pile, 2 Zoros, 2 Rush Zoros, and a Rush Luffy, and we know he has a 3rd Rush Zoro in hand, he's seeing nothing but Rush pieces currently. I mean, he's got quite a sizable hand now, so, like, it could all change here.
Oh, now here's the thing,
Kate's
Blue has, like, 6 counter plus 2,000 for... They have more than 6 counter plus 2,000s for a Sentomaro block, and there's one of them. This is not
right
surprising.
There. Bon Clay coming out to block and keep the Sentomaro safe for now. I mean, luckily, Brainu has a lot of Rush in deck, so he could still play a Rush Zoro and swing out at the Sentomaro again if he felt the need to.
Yeah, yep. That's a... Usually I would see the event card being activated first. But, yeah, no, that's a completely legal play. I definitely would have swung at minimum 6,000 towards the Sentomaro. I think swinging 6,000, being at that 2k gap is very important against a blue player because they play so many counter plus 2,000s. So you're burning not 1 but 2 counter plus 2,000s. They may have to overextend, which would really hurt them.
Oh, and the Arouge is back out on the field. I mean, Juniors is now down to 3 cards in hand as well, so it's looking a bit scary for him. Absolutely. If his board gets wiped. If he keeps everything on his board right now, he's in a prime position. Because he doesn't have to play anything from hand next turn, because he's got the Sentomaro to search the deck for the next Pacifista.
And that's the scary part, right? I mean, Sables plus Croc effect immediately takes out 2 bodies. Croc plus Doflamingo plus Croc, same thing. Costs a bit more, but you're getting a very nice 7k body that Law will have trouble dealing with.
Oh, and like I said, here comes the Rush Zoro to try to take out the Sentomaro, but it gets blocked by All Miss Sunday. Miss All Sunday even, sorry.
What will Juniors be grabbing from trash?
He puts Baroque Works back in his hand. Luckily, he's still got 2 events in the discard pile, which means Dazbones still has his 1k power bonus, so he only has to have $1 on him for him to be at 5k. Okay, and here we go. Here's the 5 bodies are now on board.
And he has 2 Dawn up. There we go.
So here
it's happening.
So he's got to bounce a red for a green or a green for a red here.
Most likely the Nami will be getting bounced here. Is that why he didn't attach 1 to the Law? Because
he needed it for the
exact amount of Dawn to make this play. I see.
Yep, he made the calculations. He knew what he was doing.
Oh, unsuspend Law. Wait, he has to. Okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
He's
interesting. Okay.
Yep. So he bounced the Nami back to play the unsuspend Law to unsuspend Zoro to get another swing.
That's gonna be another counter plus 2,000, isn't it? Yeah, and another
Yep. Right there it is.
play. Oh,
Yikes.
how
I mean,
unfortunate.
once again, there are no blockers on board for the red-green player. For the Law player right now.
Not at all. Although the board is looking quite devastating for Brainu. Red-green Law is ready to just take out those last 2 lives and swing for a game in the next turn.
Now, was it a mistake to not take the thrust pad cannon back from the discard pile instead of the Baroque Works? He took the Baroque Works. Right. Should he have taken the thrust pad cannon?
I definitely believe, especially with how the Law deck works, he's going to have to survive another turn, which means thrust pad here would be incredible. However, we do not know his hand. He could probably have 2 more thrust pads in hand, and
or a Sables,
yep. Exactly.
Yep.
So
You're not wrong.
Needs the search here to be able to extend his plays.
Yeah, to facilitate his board more. He also, the Centimara lived, so we know another pacifista could hit the board here.
Right.
Croc ability also exists, so we can bounce something else back. Obviously, he's not bouncing the Zoro back because.
Well, he's gonna have to swing pacifista. Or
he's gonna swing
to the Zoro. Luckily, the Law that came out was not the, I want to say, the best Law in the game currently. Blocker Law. So
blocker and another bounce.
Right, exactly. So he won't be able to protect this Zoro unless he's burning what little hand he has left.
Yeah, that's the thing that's currently hurting Junior is his hand size. Sure, he's about to go up to 4 when he finally gets the card that he's looking for. If he doesn't whiff, that is. I mean, I'm assuming he's not going to if he's playing a sole blue deck that is designed around the Baroque Works. Just waiting to see what we draw into here. Now, what would you be looking for here?
The Baroque Works searching for. I mean, it would have to be a Robin. Or Mr. 3. That's right. Mr. 3 can lock. Keeping
anything on the board except for Law
from play. Right.
Yeah. So he can stop anything except the Law attacking because it's a 4 cost or less, isn't it?
That is true. Anything 4 or less. So practically 4 out of 5 characters on the board here will not be able to. Well, one of the 4 out of 5 will not be able to attack.
Here's the scary thing, though. If he plays that and locks something up, what's stopping Brainu from just bouncing that card back to hand? Going, okay, you've locked that character up. I'll just bounce that back to my hand and play something else.
Yes. that's the thing. It's just yes. So
that's a scary moment. Like,
I mean, it is going. Here's the thing, right? Except for rush pieces, Brainu can't play anything that will allow him to attack immediately. It will still be static, so he still technically gained the effect from Mr. Galdino by locking something. So the play here is to swing at the Zoro, force. Okay, this is unfortunate. Because the play was supposed to be swinging at Zoro, force the opponent to burn a hand to try to protect the Zoro, and then lock the Zoro so that if he tries to bounce it away, he's bouncing it for something that's static. Obviously, he will be bouncing one of the rogues next turn, but at least he can't still have a Zoro attack and then bounce it and then do some crazy Law shenanigans to play it, blocker Law, I mean, to play it back on the field anyway.
Yeah, Brainu counted out there, so but that's an important 1 cost drop there that puts him back on 5. So I'm assuming he has something in hand that's going to fill the 5th slot. Especially when you're going to be at 10 Don. The world's your oyster at 10 Don.
Yeah, this is definitely looking very, very scary. I am quite shocked that Junior's has not activated Croc effect yet. Most likely he will now.
Yeah.
He's been at 10 for quite some time. And... okay, here comes the swing. And he can essentially rip the Dawn from the attached characters.
Exactly. And also, I mean, he can still summon another Pacifista out before doing so as well, so he's got another 60 swinger on the board. And then, I take it with Croc, the lore back to hand of this. No, but that, still, the on-player lore is quite strong.
It is. It is. It's very hard to target, to see who you would want to target here. But you really don't want to be at 10 Dawn with Crocodile, right? Like, there's a reason why he tapped 1 and put specifically 3 on the board.
Yeah.
Right, so he's burning hand and most likely going to bounce. I want to say in a rogue, but I don't know. Bouncing Law might be the better target here.
No response, so we're going down to 0 life for the law.
He might be confident that he can clear for game.
Clean up.
Yep.
Yep. But I mean, we still got what? 2, 4, 6 Don up for Junior here, so anything could come out right now. 2 blockers.
Absolutely.
That could completely ruin the game plan for Brainu here.
If 2 Robins come out. Oh, we're having a
Pacifista.
Okay.
So we're getting another 6k swinger, but he can't swing this turn, so he's confident that he survives this turn.
Yeah. I want to say a Robin comes out here. The problem is... okay, we know this is happening.
Yep.
I want to say a Robin is going to come out here. Now, here's the thing. If a Robin comes out, he's going to have 1 Dawn left. And we know Blue currently doesn't have a 1 cost counter. So, what's the play? And if he does Law, maybe a Law and a Robin blocker, he could essentially get rid of Da's bones and build up protection. Paying 2 for...
2.
That's right, 2. Galdino. That is correct.
You got the Galdino, yep.
That is correct.
So, blocks one of the Aruges from attacking, and leaves 2 up for Love Beloved.
Yep. That's solid. That is solid. You know what it is? I haven't seen anyone play Galdino in so long.
Yeah.
And it is quite shocking. Even though we saw that he searched that. But yeah, Galdino, strong play.
Yep. I mean, he's going to make more of a resurgence now that the Baroque Works Dex is becoming more of a thing. But we still haven't seen the 7-drop Croc, so I mean, I'm assuming he's running it.
I want to say that he has it, but he's just not in the position.
Drawn into it, yeah.
No. I want to say he did draw into it, but he's just.
Oh, you think he has it in hand?
Play it, right.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. But it would make the Love Beam cost 1, and imagine if he had 2 of them in hand.
I feel that if he had a bigger hand, then the Croc play might help a bit, but he really needed to get rid of the Zoro. He needed to lock, essentially. He needed to do a lot of things this turn, and paying more than half of your max Dawn to play a Croc that you then have to attach another Dawn, leaving yourself at 2 for the potential of 2 Love Beams. I don't think that's really gonna
do much for you.
I don't know.
No, I understand.
Is very powerful, but
yeah, especially
at 10
when
is also powerful.
Oh yeah, and I mean, like I said, the Love Beams, especially when your hand is this low, it's just value to play them.
It is.
But let's see what Brainu chooses to do with the rest of his turn here, because he's played the Nami and he's... Did he whiff, or have we not seen what he's... Nope, there. Oh, he's found the Rush Luffy.
Wait a minute, so he's gonna pay 5 for that. And... why did he pay 6?
He played 1 to play Nami. He played 1.
Got it, okay.
Yep.
So...
but he's still got the 4 Don up for the, or at least 2 Don up for the leader ability as well.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a thing here.
And there's no blockers on the board, so he doesn't need to attach.
Agreed. He's most likely going to take this unless he has another thrust pad cannon in hand where he can then bounce the other Rogue, but that's still going to hurt, right? Because a Rogue can just play the Rogue and then bounce it again anyway.
Yeah, and I think Brainu's realizing that he hasn't. I don't think he can clear it yet, and there's a 2k counter.
Oh wow.
Oh.
How many 2k counters has that been so far?
That's three. Yeah, 3. We've had 2 Bon Clays and now 1 Mihawk.
Unbelievable.
That's just the power of Blue. They have access to so many of these 2k counters.
That is also the power of Red if you choose so.
Oh, and now we're doing leader ability on Law. Red for a green or green for a red? What are we going for here? Are we bouncing Nami or Bonnie?
Probably the Nami for the... He has to put a Law blocker here. He needs to protect himself, or he's going for game, but I don't think he'll be able to do that this turn.
No. I mean, he might bounce the Arouge back because Arouge does nothing. No, he's going to bounce...
Law to unsuspend, bouncing the Arouge
no.
Can't attack. I think
but he can't. He has to bounce a red for a red for a green or green for a red.
That's right.
I'm not going to comment here, but yep. But we should let them know after the game is finished. But yeah, he's trying to go for the game here. If something comes out of life. Okay, no, nothing.
I mean, at this point,
he has the 2 done up.
I want to say Boa Hancock. I think he's gonna roll the dice for a Boa here. But even then, the 2 done up is pretty solid. I really don't think Law can win here.
No, he's. I think Junior is just fishing his life for cards because he knows he can block.
wait, that can be Robin.
Yep.
Does he have it in hand though?
3 or less from hand, yep.
Yeah.
And who's he scrapping?
Oh.
Yep, there it is. Goodness. Oh wow. Who's he scrapping for this though? Yeah, Das Bones, goodbye.
Yep. I mean, he really
because
couldn't
Das Bones
the Galdino, to be honest.
Yeah, but Galdino's not rested, so he couldn't touch it, whereas Das Bones was rested.
True, very true, very true.
Oh, and there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
GG's been called.
Wow.
Good games.
What a final life. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And in the end, we have the Crocodile player, Junior, taking the game.